we're gonna make some boxes today. And I've made this little one. It could be a gift box. There's a smaller one inside of a big one. I learned this from Lena Stanner about 15 years ago. So what you're gonna want is some sort of catalog or magazine or paper and some scissors. I was noticing in this LL Bean catalog, there were some nice Christmassy things. Like, I think this picture will look good. And maybe this one. So I'll start with this. As with all origami projects, you are going to want to make it into a perfect square. And you can accomplish that by folding it over just like we did with our snowflakes and cutting off that extra piece that could become a bookmark. Or if you get really ambitious, it could become a bunch of tiny boxes. And this edge is a little bit ragged. Just going to trim it a little bit so that it's a real square. Let's open it up and check. It's a real square. So now we'll fold it the other way to make an X in the middle of it. So by folding it once and twice, now we have kind of an X that crosses it, and now we know where the center is. So that pretty part that you want to be the outside of your box is going to go down, and the part that will be the inside is going to have the four corners, 1, 2, 3, and there's 4, kissing the center. 1, 2, and it does matter if you take your time and do it as exactly as you can. This is the kind of thing that looks easy, but I would say it's pretty challenging for really young children. So if you're working with really young children, you might want to be ready to help them. Okay, and now you can see those 4 corners all are kissing the center. Now what we want is to take the straight edge and bring it to the center. So here's one straight edge coming to the center. That'll be one side of our box. And I like how all those evergreens are showing. And now here's the second edge. We're going to bring that to the center right here. Now we've got 2 sides of our box. What about these sides? We need those to go in. So we'll bring that in just like this. Now we have 3 sides to the box, right? And one last side, bring it right into the center. And so you can see now there's a way that if you cut carefully, and this part definitely, if you're working with kids, you might want to let the grown-ups or the bigger kids be the cutters, because the snip is going to go right here. Snip and snip, so that the box will be able to be tucked under and have this part come over, okay? And over here, you can see snip, snip is what has to happen. So we snip here, and we snip here, and then we'll bring it around. And sure enough, that part can come right here. You might want a tiny bit of tape to tape it down at the bottom, but you shouldn't really need it. It should be okay by itself. And hopefully it's going to look like a box. Now this would make a nice top of the box. So I'm going to make the underneath part just a little bit smaller. Here is that other page that looks pretty fun. And if we went right to the edge, that would be exactly the same size as the box we've just made. So let's bring it in just a little bit, about 1/4 inch. And we'll cut away that extra part. Now you're going to have another good bookmark. I hope you are getting some reading in during this time. I find that books help me to think, and books also help me to stop thinking. So both of those might be pretty useful right now. Okay, we're going to fold the other corner in here to make that X. And if you hear any trumpet in the background, that's just Mark playing his trumpet as usual. Here's the box. Zoop, zoop, like that with the X. And 1, 2, 3, 4 corners are going to come kiss right in the center. So here we go. 1, second corner, 2, third corner, 3, last corner, 4. Now, and you can see I do crease them. A magazine is thinner paper than your regular construction paper, but this would totally work with construction paper too. Okay, let's make the sides of our boxes. One straight edge going right to the center, getting creased. And the other straight edge coming right to the center and getting creased. And when the library opens again, we do have some free magazines in the entryway that I think would be perfect for this. And there we go. And around here too. Okay, now we've got 4 walls to a box. We just need to snip and snip. So that should be good. And then we'll snip here and snip. Now let's bring this around and make sure that it goes under before it goes over. And these 2 walls of the box, you see, they come under so that this one can go over. And then the real test comes, will this box be just the right size to fit underneath the other box? Let's find out. Okay, here was our first one. I'm gonna put them together. Think it's gonna work. Nice. Oh, I hope you can make a box today. I'll take the Yellow Bean magazine down to the Legion, and hopefully if you have a chance, you can stop by and make some boxes there in their craft room that's all set up for kids, or you might be making some of these at home. Wherever you are, I hope you're safe and warm and dry, and I hope we see each other soon.